Greetings pilot and welcome to the breach. So we're back in X4 Foundations version 7.0 beta, and I'm using this Terran playthrough to look at how the economy has changed. Before we get started, we'll have a quick recap of where we are at the moment. We have played for 2 hours and 44 minutes and have finished the initial missions for the Terran plot. We ended up being transported to Commonwealth space and have been given a station, which didn't come with a landing pad or any other amenities. We have 147,000 credits cash. We have 136,000 credits in the player HQ for building purposes. And we have 2 ships. The Kestrel Vanguard that I'm piloting at the moment. Kestrel Vanguard is worth about 457,000. And the Kukri, which is worth 671,000 credits. I'm presently holding on to one asset, which is a flux capacitor. The estimated build cost for the player HQ is 515,000 credits, plus the 50,000 credits needed to hire a construction ship. So that's where we are now. What are we doing this episode? In the 6.0 version, the best way to make quick early money was to hang out in a sector where 2 factions were at war with each other and pick up the drops from the destroyed ships. You would be looking for damaged singularity engines, flux capacitor and programmable field arrays, and also spacefly eggs to make into a caviar dish, which would sell for 1 million. Using this method, it would take about 2 hours to earn about 3 million credits, which was enough to pay for the player HQ modifications and also buy a minimum spec transporter. So I've dropped into 18 billion and here's the shipyard. And I realise I've got no satellites in this ship and I'm a Terran, so I can't actually dock with them either. My plan for this episode is to go to Second Contact and watch Antigone and the Paranids beat the hell out of each other and see what falls out of their pockets. Which is an extremely low risk way of making money because neither of the factions hate me. And it was realising this playstyle was no longer relevant in 7.0 which made me decide to do this series. Even though I know the outcome, I need to show you and not tell you about it. Also, if I do it and I can work out how much money I make, I can compare it against other means of making early money. The Ministry of Finance sees me as an enemy. I have a -15 reputation with them. We will eventually want to sort that out. I won't be editing this to make it seem a super slick playthrough. If I make a mess, I will show you that I've made a mess. So you can see it takes me quite a few seconds to realise that they don't love me and don't want anything to do with me and don't want my money, more importantly. I see the opportunity for some loot grabbing here.
This automated message is being broadcast exclusively in the proximity of Heredit's end. Signs indicate that we will imminently witness the extraordinarily rare reactivation of a jump gate. The Alliance of the Word has assembled an expedition to study this rare event. A reactivation, able to be investigated scientifically, is an exceedingly uncommon opportunity. You are welcome to join us.
A Xenon K against a fully armed and operational battle station. I've got to see this. So this is what we're going to be doing, hoovering up loot from faction combat. This is slightly more risky than what I had planned because the Xenon hate me and will attack me if they see me. Combat looting the Xenon is done after you've managed to acquire more than a few hundred megajoules of shielding to hide behind. I don't know if they've altered the spawn rates, but I'm not used to seeing Xenon Ks this early on in the game. I'm sure in the last 2 big playthroughs I didn't see a Xenon K until I was actually sat in a destroyer myself. I am rather glad that there's a battle station here because that Xenon K could run amok. Seeing how much loot has been dropped around this station really is acting like an anvil with the Xenon hammering away at it. It's also nice being able to appreciate Ecosoft's new explosion mechanics without worrying that you're going to take damage from the explosions yourself. Now's the time to hoover up all that loot. Nothing of great monetary value was looted, it was all ammunition and crafting items.
Entering system. Argon Prime.
I bet you can guess what I'm about to try and do again.
We finished! Killing us now give you no honor!
Xenon sympathizer. Well, another 10 of those and I can land at Argon stations. Let's get back on mission.
Entering system. Second contact.
So here we are in second contact and we get to watch the Holy Order of the Paranids battle with Antigone. In 6.0 we'd be looking for programmable field arrays, which were worth about 150k credits each. I'm not expecting to see any in 7.0, but we'll see what loot does drop. The gate in front of us is the entrance point for both the Yaki and Xenon, so it's always worth checking for loot drops on this gate as well. Nothing, which is a shame. Xenon sympathizer.
Thank you.
I like the look of that. Hurry up and drop the cargo.
Short range transporter. A.
Xenon sympathizer.
You're asking for it.
In case you're viewing this without watching one of the previous 2 episodes, I fly using a controller. I can't use a mouse in my right hand for long without it becoming extremely painful, so I use the mouse southpaw. Like this whole video is edited using my mouse in the left hand, but I don't quite have enough control to make it good enough to play with the left hand, so the controller's used instead. It would be fair to say I use a hybrid approach, controller for flying and then mouse for interactions on the map.
Stop that criminal!
Xenon sympathizer. So I'm checking out the stations in the sector. I can only go and pick things up when loot is actually dropped. Flying from station to station gives me more coverage. I'm also able to destroy those pesky Xenon sympathizers, which improves my standings with the Antigone Republic, which is a win-win in my books. One thing I had forgot to mention at the start is I'm running this little experiment, in inverted commas, for 2 hours. As I record everything for the 2 hours, I'll be able to see how much money I make from the loot drops. I can then tally this all up for the end of the session.
This ship is done.
Xenon sympathizer.
Thanks for your help.
Xenon sympathizer.
Suck that.
Well, that is not good. That is station security. They obviously don't like me dealing with those Xenon sympathizers.
Argon
They've also put a
station
call out for
security
fighter
vessel.
support as well. I believe it's time to pull a brave suburbing manoeuvre. Well, this is going to put a crimp in my looting, but he who flees returns to loot another day.
Entering
So I've
system.
fled into the
Black
adjacent
hole sun.
sector. I must wait a little while for the heat to die down.
Smuggling vessel found. Show mercy on us, please.
I'll show you the Emperor's mercy, Xenon sympathizer. Xenon sympathizer. Verify local stations, 1 ping only.
Autopilot engaged.
Xenon sympathizer.
You're cooked.
Oops, I'm supposed to be getting myself out of this kind of mess. Damn it. The alarm just letting me know that I'm a wanted man in this sector.
Entering black hole sun 5.
You've had it now.
In Carcachua, Vanguard.
Verify local stations, 1 ping only.
Kiss your plasma vents goodbye.
While this is a nice little excursion into Black Hole Sun, it isn't really looking at the new loot drop economy, is it? And yes, I concur with you, dear viewer, and we'll look at that during the review process.
Please hold. We will be scanning your cargo hold. You can go. The scan came back.
Hunting down these Xenon sympathisers seems to have got me in trouble with the local rent-a-cops again, so I'll have to run away again. I really do enjoy hot dogging around stations like this. It does make scanning to get the trade information a lot more fun than doing it slowly and methodically.
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged.
Identifying criminal vessels.
Xenon sympathiser.
Thank you.
Docking denied.
Verify local stations, 1 ping only.
Autopilot engaged. Autopilot disengaged.
Xenon sympathiser.
You're going down.
Really am going to have to get rid of that illegal cargo at some point, aren't I? It really is causing me more trouble than it's worth.
Autopilot disengaged. Autopilot disengaged.
Thank you.
Well, that's good. I've now improved my reputation with the Argon Federation to -9, which means I can now dock at their stations. Thinking about it, I really should have done some faction grinding behind the scenes and off camera. This would have made the process a lot smoother. Now that we have the opportunity, we're going to dock at the Argon trading station and try and get rid of as much of the illegal stuff as we can.
Docking granted.
Illegal cargo on drone detected.
That was not my best landing.
Successfully docked.
Welcome.
Hello, can I help?
I sure hope
Here you
so.
go.
First of all, we'll sell those spacefly eggs. I don't think we're going to collect 25 of them in enough time to make a caviar dish. They're illegal, so we'll just sell them. Fine meals are used in some missions, but we rather have the money at the moment. And the Margiglit is at a good price, so we'll sell all of it. Selling all this loot nets us 67,000 credits.
Good luck out there.
We don't need that money to be sitting in our main bank account. We can make it work for us by putting it in the player HQ and hopefully buying some cheap products. From the last episode, I set the global price modifier at 30%, so I went for cheap products, not fast products. We'll drop 63,000 credits into the player HQ account, which should hopefully increase the chance of them buying wares that we need. We've just managed to buy some more energy cells. Most of the hull parts was supplied by yours last session. This is all work being done in the background for us. Excellent. Xenon sympathizer. We're now going to return to Second Contact 2, but we're going to go via the equipment dock.
Autopilot engaged.
Thanks for your help.
Entering Black Hole Sun 4. Autopilot disengaged. Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Welcome.
The The loot we've acquired from some of the bigger ships that have been destroyed have been ammunition, so missiles. And as you can see, these missiles are not worth a great deal of money. Capital ships used to have a chance of dropping programmable field arrays. They don't drop those anymore. So from picking up items worth 150,000 credits to picking up things that are worth 1,000, 2,000 credits each. It's a pretty big change, and I can understand why it's happened. Farming loot drops from AI controlled ships isn't really good gameplay and offers a weird risk-reward outcome. So I make 15k from the missiles I'm selling, and then spend more than that on satellites, nav beacons and resource probes. To make up for the money I've just spent on satellites, etc., I'll sell the stuff that I keep in my pockets. And that will net me 67,000.
Good luck out there.
So now we can return to Second Contact 2 and resume our looting.
Autopilot engaged.
Smuggling vessel found nearby.
Autopilot disengaged.
Stop that drone.
It looks like this one's going to get away.
Docking granted.
Looks like that Xenon sympathizer got away.
Entering system. Second contact.
Xenon sympathizer.
Xenon drone detected.
Please do not kill Split.
Xenon sympathizer.
Mercy.
Xenon sympathizer. Well, there's definitely been a little bit of combat around here. All that loot would be amazing if I had a transporter.
Satellite.
It is sadly out of reach in a Kestrel.
Try again. I've seen some parts. Market damaged.
Thanks for your help.
Well, my reputation's increased to -9 with the Antigone Republic, which means I can now land at their stations. I'm not going to land at this one though. I had better get round to doing some looting.
Stop, please!
Xenon sympathizer. Xenon sympathizer.
Thanks for your help.
Xenon sympathizer. Well, as I've said before, I need to show, not tell. I'm going to show you a lot of the looting. Magnet looting is not the most exciting things to watch, so I think you'll forgive me that I've done a little bit more storytelling than looting so far. But be rest assured I have been looting while it's been available.
Disengage.
Xenon sympathizer.
Please.
Xenon sympathizer. Did you see that? Let me rewind. That little flash of light, that's a crystal. Those crystals can range from the, oh that's a nice little bit of loot, to, oh my god, I've made more in 30 seconds than I have for the last 2 hours. A yellow crystal was definitely worth stopping for.
Docking granted.
Identifying criminal vessel.
Successfully docked.
Welcome.
We'll sell the small amount of refined metal I managed to get into my storage hold. Just over 1,000 credits, or one small missile. Craft what we can to maximise our credits income.
Can I help? Here you go.
The Aguilite crystals aren't a very good price here, so I'm not going to sell them, but the Magicist is worth selling.
Good luck out there.
Autopilot.
So far, no big ticket items have dropped from this looting, but we will continue with the task.
Autopilot. Disengage. Autopilot.
Well, we're back in Argon Prime. This is the wharf, and we're going to drop a satellite because later in the game it's invaluable knowing what's in stock at these stations. Oh my god, they've evolved. Just above civilian transport. Thankfully I can edit out how long I've tried to actually kill this thing. Just like that, and you're none the wiser.
Docking granted. Successfully docked.
Welcome.
So we came to dock so we could sell off all the missiles. All the profit from selling the ammunition was wiped out by buying 2 satellites.
Can I help? Here you go.
Well, that's a better price to sell the crystals at. Well, 238,000 credits is not to be sniffed at.
Good luck out there.
Entering system. Second contact.
Docking permission granted.
Autopilot. Disengaged. Docking granted. Successfully docked. Welcome.
Can I help? Here you go.
$75,000 for getting rid of all of the trade wares. If first aid kits were at a better deal here, we could get another $70,000 for selling those as well.
Good luck out there.
So let's break everything down. I now have 524,000 credits in cash, and we
Yes,
now have
well,
200,000
Vanguard.
credits in the player HQ. Our mobile assets haven't changed, but we have spent just over 50,000 on satellites, nav beacons and resource probes. So our total income for the last 2 hours was 439,000, which is obviously just over 200,000 credits an hour. But over half that income came from the crystals we managed to mine. So if I remove those crystals from the equation, we only make 108,000 an hour. We have gained other things while we've been spending the last 2 hours looting. We have gained a lot of materials for modifying our spaceships in the future. We've improved our faction standing with Antigone Republic and the Argon Federation. We've also explored a few more sectors. But one of the most important metrics you'll want to know about is how many Xenon sympathizers we managed to neutralize, and that is 20. I already know some people have typed out in chat that I didn't really spend 2 hours looting, now did I? And you are correct. I had to pull a brave Sir Robin manoeuvre and run away. So I made an Argon Federation pilot and did the experiment again for 2 hours, looting every single possible drop that I could. I also recorded it as well, and I'll show you the highlights now. You can see the continue game is my Terran playthrough with 4 hours and 45 minutes on the clock and 524,000 credits in my pocket. The Young Gun start is ideal because it starts off in Black Hole Sun right next to Second Contact. I'm Argon and I have the clearance to land at Argon Federation and Antigone Republic stations. Here we are at the start of our adventure with 10,000 credits and 1 ship to our name.
Elite Vanguard.
Requesting immediate backup.
Entering system. Second Contact.
To make my looting as efficient as possible, I drop a satellite. This second satellite will cover loot dropped by the Xenon. The vast majority of my time for the next 2 hours will be spent in this view. I'll be able to spot as soon as loot is dropped and head over there to pick it up. Just like this. Just monitoring the traffic. A Yaki Kurakami. In my last 2 playthroughs I've barely seen any Yaki at all, and I really want to get my mitts on one of those ships.
Would you like some more?
The Xenon PE, which I believe is the new frigate Corvette style Xenon ship which you can pilot. Epic loot moment, damaged singularity engine. So the damaged singularity engine, I believe, on average is worth about 120,000 credits each.
That's just not good enough.
Autopilot. Disengaged.
Welcome.
As soon as the racks on my ship were full of missiles, I came to sell them. I got about 15 to 17k for each full rack of missiles, which was the same as the Terran playthrough. Just thought you'd like to see 2 Cerberuses leaving the hangar at the same time. A second damaged singularity engine. This adds nothing to the looting storyline, but just looks cool. Selling the 2
Now,
damaged singularity engines for 127k each. It's funny how the RNG works, because this time in this playthrough I'm not getting as much combat between the Holy Order of the Paranid and the Antigone Republic. So overall I've been picking up less loot, but counter to that I've been seeing a lot more Xenon activity, hence picking up the damaged singularity engines, which you can obviously see are worth a lot more money. Ooh, shiny, our third singularity engine. Passive looting might not be a viable starting method to make money, but from the looks of it, that combat with the Xenon could still be a decent way to make some cash. Something I'll no doubt look at in a future episode.
Successfully docked.
Welcome.
Can I help?
Selling off the third singularity engine and just checking if there's anything else to sell.
Good luck out there.
Successfully docked.
Welcome.
Selling off the last load of missiles, and that's all the looting I am doing for now. Well, I made 490k credits in 2 hours, which equates to 245,000 credits an hour. Most of that hourly income came from the 3 drops of damaged singularity engines. Because there was a lot less combat going on during the time, if I remove those damaged singularity engines, I only end up earning 50k credits an hour. So hopefully with these 2 experiments I've shown that non-combat looting isn't worth your time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and you'll join me for next week's episode, which is on crystal mining. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the other side.